post?
I did.
Let me share it really quick before my internet decides to go. Going live in just a bit. Dan Best came in and said, fuck Eddie.
Yeah?
I had to buy those fucking Hot Wheels.
Oh, that's funny. He actually went and got them.
He bought 4 of them.
Yeah, well, he's probably got the X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Millennium Falcon, and Snowspeeder.
He said he bought, in his words, not mine, I bought that Booby Fett guy.
Oh, boy.
And I go, Boba Fett?
He bought, like, the people?
No, but he's like the Booby Fett ship.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, Boba Fett? It was whatever.
Good old Dan Best.
Yep. Okay. I'm good.
All right. Gross.
Oh, you heard that.
Yeah, I did. It was right in your microphone.
You think it's gross?
Yes. But then again, I'm sure people think the same thing when I do it on my ankle. So, I don't know. It just feels weird in my fingers. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Next Level, your home for all things video games and gaming news. I'm your host, Eddie the Fishman Fisher, joined, as always, by Dig Douglas. Doug?
And I'm drinking a Coke.
Oh, great. Now we got to pay for that. $1,000.
Well, Pepsi would have let us do it for free because they're better.
Sure. So, despite your crazy assumption and feelings on Pepsi and its betterment,
no assumptions here.
What have you been up to besides Metal Gear? I mean, we talked in length about Metal Gear last week. You beat it and you did everything and you researched it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
Have you done anything else in the week following Metal Gear talk?
A little bit. So, as you know, you were there. We played a bunch of fighting games with Jake.
We did play more fighting games.
Yeah, we did. Right. And played some Super Bomberman 2. Played Death Row, which everyone should play. What?
Everyone should play Death Row, but I need to know, where do you stand on Best Bomberman?
Jake might have changed my mind. Maybe I should play another round of Saturn with some people, but Super Bomberman 2 is pretty good.
What's the major difference? What's making you decide against?
I need to play more of the Saturn one, but I remember when I was playing it, I was like, man, this is just all the different levels and all the different items you can get. But the Super Nintendo one seemed to have more creative levels.
And you could stack the item?
Yeah. So we should have a Bomberman Day, even though you're like, okay, that means we're just going to play the same game for 5 hours. So,
here's the thing. Like, you guys keep talking about stacking the abilities, right?
Yeah.
As far as I know, in Bomberman, you could always stack abilities. See, like if you got the fire one, you would throw it and go, oh, okay, now it goes 2 instead of 1, and then you get another fire when it goes 3, and then it goes 4 or whatever.
See, I think some Bomberman games didn't let you do that, but you know what? Let's just put that to rest, and we will play them, and we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, hey, Bomberman is always fun and good times, and I don't care what anyone says. Yes, I said Bomberman.
Bomber. So weird.
Yeah, I know.
So weird.
It's dumb and it's wrong, but
yeah. Mad Max. I've been playing that.
Okay. And?
I really like it, actually. It's really pretty, especially the explosions. They look really good. Because like when you blow up the cars and they do the crazy flip and the fire and all that, it looks really nice.
Okay.
I guess I could see.
It has like the fisticuffs are kind of like Batman.
Oh, it's straight up Batman.
Okay.
Maybe
even like circle is like stun cape move of sorts.
You use L2 to jump back when they have a weapon that you can't attack, and then you come in with a counter.
Okay, so it's got some similarities.
He punches really hard like Batman, and that game makes it feel like you're punching dudes real hard.
Nice.
I can see what people say by maybe overstaying its welcome, because I'm not super far in, but I get what they mean by that. But like upgrading your car, choosing the different loadouts, randomly running into people and playing Twisted Metal for 5 minutes when you're playing that game is actually really cool.
Does the Twisted Metal stuff feel Twisted Metal-y?
Yes and no, because it's kind of like Rage. Remember how that was like Twisted Metal, but not?
I didn't play much of the car combat stuff
Oh,
really.
because you can get like sniper rifles, machine guns, and stuff in your car, but really it's like people will come at you, you whip around, you blow them up, you scrap their car, you go on. So it's not like I'm gonna hit this hill as a sweet tooth truck and shoot you, but it's just like really quick fights. But it's really cool.
Do you get to fly around on little dangly poles and jump from car to car?
No, but that would be really cool if you could.
Yeah, that'd be
You
really
can
sweet.
harpoon a guy out of his car and drag him behind you.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah, so that game is really neat. I do understand the complaints, but that game didn't get as bad reviews as I thought because I thought a lot of people were giving it crap. But really, it was just overstays its welcome, doesn't do anything great, just kind of okay.
That's the problem with a 10-point system instead of 5. Is that you see a 7, you think, well, everyone hates it because that's
Yeah.
kind of where they put that. Like seeing a 5 should be like it's average, but 5 is like horrible.
Yeah, and I don't get that. I don't like the 10-point system at all.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the camp of 5.
Yeah, but no, Mad Max is good. I dinked around some Mario Kart again. I played some Smash Brothers, giving my Wii U some time, playing a lot of Mario Maker. I'm having trouble unlocking stuff. Have you started to get that stuff yet?
Yeah, I kind of took a break on Mario Maker after playing a few friends' levels,
Okay.
and haven't gone back to try and unlock all the rest of the stuff with the editing equipment because I've been playing. Well, I'm playing some other stuff, which I'll get
You'll
into in
get
a
to,
second.
yeah.
But no, we popped Splatoon back in for the Splatfest, and then kind of got hooked back again. So
Yeah, I've just been giving the Wii U some time because, I'm playing Mario Maker. I'm like, oh, man, I can play some Mario Kart. But, yeah, I've been dinking around with that. And here's the thing I was going to tell you about the other day. So, Loot Crate, right?
I do.
How it's like, oh, that seems okay, but they send a lot of garbage, right? Like
Yeah,
they
it's like
send one or
you
two
see a
things.
Zelda thing, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll get like a cool Link figure, and then you get like a Band-Aid and like a
Yeah.
I don't know what else you'd get.
So, there's a thing. You see it?
I do.
It's
Super
called
Nintendo box.
It's called Retro Game Treasure. They send you 3 to 5 games every month. You can pick what type of genres you want, what type of games you already have, and what systems you want. And they send them to you for, I think, after shipping, like $36, and you just get them every month.
So, but you could be paying $36 for some crap you hate.
They said yes, in a bad way, yes, but each game at least value, like the whole set will at least be 30. So if you're like, oh crap, the way I viewed it, I'm like, if I get something I don't like, it's trade fodder. I'm gonna. The first month, I was actually impressed. I don't remember exactly what I got, but I got a couple of shoot 'em ups and a complete and box Master System game.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this isn't bad because I found out about it because I saw it on Facebook and then I went to YouTube. And I'm like, I wonder what people got. This one guy, the first box he got, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, which is like a $30 to $50 game.
Yeah, I would say I remember I snagged that one for 40. So
Yeah, he opened it and went, holy crap. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. My first month, I was like, yeah, okay. I'm going to keep trying it out, for a little bit because I guess they're going to add a official inventory system soon where instead of sending them a list of stuff you have, it's like, I have this, have this, like an official side rather than just emailing them. Does that make sense?
yeah, I mean, you'd be able to log
Yeah.
into like an account, make a checkbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what is this site called again?
Retro Game Treasure.
Okay.
And I did a video on the unboxing of it, but that's the camera I sold. I was telling you how crappy the quality was. I was really pissed off, and I just sold it. So I was like, no, I'm done. So I'll do another one next month. But yeah, it seems like the only crate system that seems worth it. I don't know. People really like those crates.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little more tailored to what you're looking for instead of just like, hey, if you like Zelda, maybe there's something in here for you. You don't know until you buy it. And
Yeah.
it could be like the one Zelda thing you get could be as cool as this little guy I have right here, which is not
man,
Zelda.
that is pretty cool,
That's the Prince from Katamari. But yeah, you could. That would be the one thing in there, and the rest of it would just be like a bunch of garbage. You have no idea. Whereas that sounds like it's a little more tailored to be like, well, I at least like these things, and these are games that I want to play, and I know I'm going to get games to play.
Yeah.
So, and if what you're saying is true to what they're saying, if you hated it, it would be somewhat equivalent to what you paid for it.
Yeah. And you can send them a wish list too. I'm thinking about doing that because someone actually commented on the Facebook page like, oh man, I really want Contra 3, Alien Wars, and Hardcore. And the people replied saying, actually, we did send a couple of those out this month, so be sure to put that. That's what you want. I'm like, oh, cool. I should put Contra 3 in there.
You should.
Yeah,
It'd be a cheap way to get Contra 3.
Yeah, so I'll have a check-in, I suppose, every month for however long I decide to keep it. To me it was like, $30 a month. That's just random games that I guess you would get if you went yard sailing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. You could get the Holy Grail. You could get Bubble Bobble 2.
That would be crazy. I'd probably lose my mind if Bubble Bobble 2 was in.
I'd freak out, especially if it was in box and everything.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. Mario Maker is really good. Mad Max is cool. Retro games are still fun. And Metal Gear is still my game of the year.
All right. How confident are you that it's going to hold up past Fallout?
Man, Fallout's going to be really good. I'm pretty confident. I'm going to love Fallout. But
it's Metal Gear, different things anyway. It's just
Metal Gear, I still think about it and talk about it. And Haley's getting sick of it, but I just can't.
Why do you talk to her about it?
I don't know
anything that's going on.
She's around me most of the time, so I'm like, Haley, it's like quiet. And then I hum her song, and she's like, would you stop?
Like, yeah, I'd imagine like this has got to be the worst time of the year for her. It's like the other love of your life is hanging out. Like, it's the old girlfriend you used to have that you still are just kind of in contact with, and you talk about all the time.
Yeah, it's like, I was playing Metal Gear yesterday. Like, cool. I'm gonna play through Twin Snakes again.
Gosh, why are you? What are you doing?
I need to close.
No, this is no. What chapter? You beat that game, right?
7 times.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you need to beat it again? When what you should be doing is working on your world record status for the original PlayStation 1 version,
which is the best game of all time.
Gosh, come on.
What is your favorite game
of Metal Gear?
Of all time.
Of all time. Wow, that's so hard. Because like when I think about how like it used to be Ocarina of Time, like hands down Zelda's my favorite series. And so I always think, well, if Zelda's my favorite series, of course, like one of the Zelda games has to be my favorite, Ocarina of Time. But then I've been debating like, but Wind Waker might be my favorite Zelda game.
Wind Waker's pretty good.
Oddly enough, I am dead certain on my number 2 game of all time, and that's Metroid Prime.
Oh, okay.
Like for some reason, I don't know. Maybe that's actually my number 1, and I'm just deluding myself here or something. But
could be.
Never know. But hey, I guess that would make sense, though. I mean, your favorite game doesn't have to be from your favorite franchise,
right? It's true.
But no, I didn't play too much this week. Obviously, I didn't go back to Metal Gear. Once I beat a game, I kind of just let it sit for a while. I never like go back to
Metal Gear
side ops. Like I have a buddy who will play when Fable came out. He would mainline the story and then go back and replay all the side stuff after the fact. I'm like, but why? Like, and I know in recent years I've done because of games like Demon Souls and Bloodborne and playing other roguelikes like Sheer and the Wanderer, they kind of force you to let go of that habit of wanting to do everything before you do the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Metal Gear's case, you would spend hours doing side content and side ops and all this kind of stuff that doesn't pertain to what's going on. And then you play for hours and you're like, well, maybe I'll get to that story. And then you just don't feel engaged. So like games like The Witcher and Dragon Age, they do a really good job of just like, if you just play the game and you do side missions as they feel organic, like if you're just doing them like as you go and as if they make sense to what you're doing in the story, and you're not trying to do everything in the game, I think it's a much more enjoyable experience. So I typically don't go back and kind of quote unquote waste time. I hate that sounds terrible, but I don't go back and do that. But so I kind of moved on, and NHL came out, so I've been playing a decent amount of that actually. Man, the on ice for that is spot on. It's really, really nice. And it feels like they've fine-tuned a lot of like the puck awareness and the people actually grabbing the puck. So like you can kind of glide close to the puck, and they'll be a lot more attentive to swinging out and grabbing it and keeping your momentum. And the game is really all about that. So they've done a really good job there. Of course, we played more Splatoon. We're almost at an A rank. Just saying.
Really?
We're up there.
Man.
We're at a high B plus. What? Oh, they fixed the golf club on the PS4.
Oh, they
Finally.
fixed the frame rate or the flick?
Well, it's the what it was that the flick of the analog stick was actually tied to the frame rate in some weird update that they did to try and give you a much more readable swing. So like it's really hard to say like, oh, I hit it like 75%. That's really hard to find out. So they changed the swing mechanics so that you would easily adjust to those different percentages if need be.
Okay.
But in turn, that's what broke it, and that's what made it tied to the frame rate. So if you had a really nice, like, non-detailed course and it ran smooth, your swing mechanic was not affected. But you get something that's really detailed, has some water, has a lot of stuff going on, your swing would never hit 90%. It was horrible. So they fixed it, and it feels great all over again, and I've been enjoying the crap out of that game once again.
Screw you, Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, you know, Roy McIlroy's fine, but the golf club to me is where it's at. I'll say that there's some really bad screen tearing, and I'm sure that's because of the way that they designed the entire game based around, courses are made. They're not predetermined or whatever, but yeah, I'll forgive it, but it's bad. So I just want to warn people.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think there's probably one other thing I really got into. NHL, and that's kind of the big stuff. But obviously behind me, I got the Guitar Hero Live beta experience that I'm not allowed to talk about, but I played a little bit of that.
Are you serious?
There is an NDA for it. Yeah, I'm probably not even allowed to say that I'm in it because when you get an update, it actually makes it so people can't tell that you're playing it.
Well, can you say this? How's that guitar feel?
Good. I mean, I've talked about it before in that couple of weeks ago.
Right.
The guitar actually feels good. The idea of the guitar is really good. I will say one complaint, actually two major complaints that I have about this game in general, and I can say this because I played it before. But okay, obviously there's the two rows.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you're holding the top one, which for me is white, so let's just say you're holding one top on your index finger and two bottom on your middle and ring finger. That's not so bad to do. But now imagine your index finger and one of those other fingers is doing something, but your index finger has to be, let's say, a power chord, as they call it, which is one top, one bottom on one fret. And then you have to hold only one on another finger. It gets kind of like hard to do that because it doesn't feel good. Like imagine if you're holding two buttons and then the other one you're hitting like on the top. Like you're trying to hold a finger like this, but your other finger is like bent like this, but it has to reach up here. It doesn't feel super solid. And the other big complaint that I have is like, say you're just playing the top notes, the top three, and you're holding down the one fret, and you just have to reach over and hit one note on the 3 fret. You have to let go of the 1 in order for that to register 3.
Why? I
don't know, but that to me is like a huge bummer because it makes perfect sense that you wouldn't have to let go and then you wouldn't have to lose positioning. And I don't know, it's just a weird thing and it threw me off a few times. But I mean, go ahead.
I was just going to say, does it feel like you're pressing buttons or playing a guitar?
I mean, it still feels like you're pressing buttons.
How come? I know it's silly to say. Yeah, because I mean, Rock Band, at least, like, they have the buttons in the right spot. So it feels like you're playing the guitar, not just pressing buttons. Guitar Hero just feels like, I'm pressing a button. Here's a solo. Because it just doesn't seem like they're mapped right. If that makes sense.
I think that their 6-button layout actually makes the feel of like the mapping a lot better because you have like you have your lower ones on top, your higher ones on bottom, and they kind of walk that a little bit to make it sound really good. And then with the combinations of the different layers, you can add a lot of mapping to that. So I think it's mapped better. But because I kind of said this in a video I did for S House, but like you know how like you're playing and then you just kind of reach and you do like you hit the orange button. Yeah, it's like you just don't get that feeling because your hands are never moving. You're just here.
Mhm.
So it doesn't feel like you're getting some of those like whammies in there or something, whatever you want to call
Mhm.
that. I don't know, but
We know the whammies,
yeah, the whammies,
squeals. Yeah.
squealy the bops. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll play it. We'll talk about it a little more in depth when we can, and we can show some of it because they have more content in this than I got to play. I'll say.
I don't know why they would call it a beta. They should just call it a demo. It's like, what are they
Uh,
going to change?
well, they could change things. Maybe.
Is that
We'll see.
okay? Can you answer this? Is that Corn song in the beta? Oh man. So okay, next question.
I'll put it this way. Yes and no.
Okay, are you going to keep the guitar?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. Rock Band 4 looks cooler. I'm sad that there's stuff missing in Rock Band 4, but that looks more like what I want than what Guitar Hero's offering.
What's missing in Rock Band 4? Oh, you mean just like the mechanic stuff we talked about before?
Yeah, a couple of things here and there, and I wish you could have Rock Band Network songs in it. They're like, we're working on it, and rip Rock Band 3, because every time a Rock Band comes out, you get rid of your old one because it just rips to the new one, and this new one's not doing
Well, for the most part. You still miss a few songs, but
yeah, like Spoon Man.
I forget to whip my ass, save me.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the other thing, I'm going to play a little more of it, but there's not much else to discuss. It's the same thing I got to play when I was in Vegas, but I was in the Rainbow Six. Yeah, there's your little pin.
Yeah.
I got into the Rainbow Six Technical Alpha, as they call it. Maybe they don't call it an alpha. The technical technical test, we'll say. So I got to play it a day early. Played a couple matches today, but the real beta actually opens up tomorrow, Thursday.
How's it look?
It still doesn't look the best, like graphically, but I'm curious about the frame rate because when I played the first round, I was like, whoa, 60 frames. I forgot this game is smooth. I played another round, I was like, where'd the 60 frames go? This is like 30 the whole time. And I wonder if it was just a connection thing because it was taking a little bit to get into a match. So, but that's that's all I've really played. I feel like there was something else. I flipped on the
looks different.
But does it? I mean,
yeah. Where's all your pillows?
I don't know.
Whoa.
I gotta clean this place up. Here's one. But yeah, I don't know.
The best one.
Here, I'll flip it over. That's the better side.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's say what came out this week, Mr. Doug. We had a few. Well, we didn't get into new releases last week, but
that Double D game came out.
Oh boy, did that! I don't remember what it was called, but that
Senran Kagura.
Senran Kagura Double D edition for the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh my God.
Yeah, make those disgustingly proportioned women pop very well in your 3DS with stereoscopic 3D without the need of glasses. Those will be in your face.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, FIFA was the big one this week. Soma, did you get a chance to try Soma actually?
I want to after looking up stuff on it. It's like BioShock Amnesia.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So Soma's been out on PC and PS4 this week. FIFA is on everything. I think Soma is $20.
Maybe I'll get it closer to Halloween because that seems like a good. Well, I want to play Evil Within though.
Yeah, I need to play that one, but I got to play Until Dawn.
Yes, you do.
So yeah. What else was this week? I feel like I'm missing something. I know FIFA was the one. Oh, well, NBA is actually this week as well. If you had a pre-order, they're doing the early tip-off weekend, so you can get it on Friday instead of the following Tuesday.
Blood Bowl 2.
Oh, yes, Blood Bowl 2. That was the other big one. Blood Bowl 2, strategy football at its finest, because it's the only strategy football game.
I wish it was like
a sequel.
I know.
Yeah, that would be cooler, but... yeah, Blood Bowl was interesting, but I was terrible at it because I'm bad at those games.
Yep.
I know there's a third one. I know Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer will be this Friday as well.
Last week Destiny came out, right?
Yeah,
was that last week?
We didn't get a chance to talk about the Taken King. That one is out. It is $60 for everything, and from my understanding, there is not a way to buy the Taken King by itself.
Really? Oh,
A kid came in and he was like, "Yeah, I tried to buy it on the network, couldn't find it." And I was listening to the Giant Bombcast, and I said, "Yeah, don't think it's a thing."
what?
Or like you have to own the other DLCs in order to be able to purchase that, or something weird. But if you just wanted Taken King, you couldn't buy just Taken King. Like, I don't know. So it's worth it to probably just go do the whole trade deal and just buy the Taken King as the complete experience.
What a weird thing.
Activision really muffed that one up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I don't know. I know I'm missing something. I figured we've been kind of gone. Well, we kind of skipped some of that stuff last week, so I do apologize. We're kind of forgetting some of those things. But we'll take a quick break and we'll start getting into some of that crazy gaming news. And we're back to talk about things. Want to talk about some things?
Yeah, let's talk.
All right. You want to talk about the sweet new Shovel Knight's free new playable character?
Oh, I'm a big old doopy guy. I've been playing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it out a little bit. If you haven't seen it, it's the Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows DLC. It is completely free if you own Shovel Knight already.
Yeah.
Well, you've played it a little more than me.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I'm a couple bosses in. I really like it, but I prefer to play Shovel Knight because he's more straightforward. Plague Knight, you have to use that new strategy where you do that weird jump thing, you fly, and then you throw bombs down, and then you do your never double. What did I just say? And then you do another double jump, and woo, get over ledges. But he throws down. He doesn't throw front or up. It's down.
Well, you can buy things to throw up and stuff
like all
that too.
But like
that's the thing I like is that you customize how you play as him.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have one where it's like a slow falling jump. So like when I boost up, I throw down real slow, or like you can have the ones where it burns fire down on the ground, but you can only throw one at a time. Or
I think I have that one.
Okay, see, I can't do that because I can't do a game where I throw and I have to wait to throw again. I'm like hitting the button 5 times.
It's really neat. It's a completely different way to play it, which I appreciate. I still prefer playing a Shovel Knight, but hey, you know what? The little cutscenes are funny. Some of the remix music's cool.
They tie everything together pretty well. Like I thought it was really cool with the first time you go to town and you go.
Oh, do you see the Shovel Knight?
Yeah, you see Shovel Knight come in and stuff. That was really neat.
So cool. What a cool guy.
Yeah, they tied together really well. I mean, if you have Shovel Knight, if you don't, get Shovel Knight. What's your problem?
Yeah, it's coming out in disc.
Yeah, get the free update. Which I'm assuming they delayed that disc and cartridge and stuff because of this, though.
Could be just to press it on the disc and get it over with.
Yeah. Now, let me ask. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then having problems with the Xbox One version, apparently.
Really? Why so?
I don't know. They were like, I don't know. They came out and said, we're not sure why everyone's saying their copy's canceled. We're going to figure it out. So weird. I'm assuming maybe something happened. I don't know.
Huh. Now, have you heard about, because I know a couple people were sort of talking about this, but have you heard anything about...
Grand Theft Auto 6?
No, gosh, no. I heard anything about them doing other characters, like other knights in DLC format? Because people were talking about Shovel King or whatever, and
I think they were, because the Kickstarter stretch goals were like, hey, what if you play as this guy? What if we did a palette switch? What if there's a boss rush mode? I think they're adding all of that.
Oh, that was the other thing. They had the challenge mode. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then they said, like, we want to finish this game so we can move on to something else. I'm like, oh, Shovel Knight 2, please? Just make another one.
Oh, man, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get those other perspectives, though. They almost wouldn't have to make a Shovel Knight 2 if they just wanted to add on to what is happening in Shovel Knight. Yeah. Because you have the story of Shovel Knight and Shield Knight, and you have all the different backgrounds of the different knights and how they came to be in the order of bad guys, whatever it's called. I forgot.
Yeah, they're misguided, I think.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, they just have a different perspective, and I don't know. It's interesting. They could do a lot with that.
It's a cool game. Everyone should play it.
Indeed. I hate to mention my next news story, but while I thought I was on the path of glory, I had the taste of a good Marco's pizza in my mouth.
Okay.
For sure.
No idea where you're going with this.
I was 100% confident in my
never mind. Yep.
In this bet, and I could even hear and feel and totally relish in your known defeat.
No, sir.
Until freaking Star Fox Zero was delayed until 2016.
You have not won a pizza yet.
I have not won a pizza yet. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. They they basically said that they wanted to polish it up. They said like, yeah, we could release this game, but we want to make it better. They want to polish it. So I definitely respect that. Miyamoto actually came out and was talking about that stuff. So
yeah, which is fine by me. It's less crowded holiday, and it's like, yeah, cool. We'll get Star Fox eventually.
Yeah, and I always appreciate when someone says, let's just polish it, because they did that. They delayed Witcher 3 for what, like half a year, and that game came out fantastic. So
yeah,
I'm okay with that. And other Nintendo news, did you see the thing about Hyrule Warriors Legends?
That's the 3DS one, right? Where it comes with the code in the case.
What?
I guess it comes with the code in the case, so the Wii U guys can play as Toon Link.
Oh, yeah. I think I did see that. But no, the other big thing is that they almost made it so it wasn't going to be on the old 3DS systems.
Yeah.
The caveat was that now they made it work, but you cannot turn on 3D. It just does not work on that old system. Unless you have the new 3DS XL or the new Nintendo 3DS, you cannot do the stereoscopic 3D, which I thought was just kind of interesting.
I want that 3DS. I'm so mad.
I'm going to hold out for that black one.
Yeah, and get some cool faceplates and call it a day.
Yeah. Hey, speaking on Nintendo as well, did you look at that Kid Icarus stuff that they had when they were talking about?
For the Wii?
Yeah, like it was well known, like when the 3DS one came out, that it started as a Wii game, but you kind of started seeing some of the actual like stuff now, where some of the final designs of him being like a more adult Pit and all this, like it was supposed to be more of like a serious reboot. But all I know is that if it would have played like Sin and Punishment Star Successor, boom, bada bing, done.
Boom, bada bing, bada.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I need to change that around. You gave me this one, and I'm very excited about this next piece of news. Your favorite Mega Man Legends game, or Mega Man game, Mega Man Legends. Way to goof that up.
Yeah. Great.
Good job.
Yeah, that's really cool. They finally got around all the weird legal stuff.
Yeah, September 29th, you'll be able to purchase Mega Man Legends for PS3, Vita, and not the PS4?
Or PSP.
Wait, why not the PS4?
Because they can't get PS1 games to work yet.
That sucks. Well, hey, I'm probably still going to pick that up.
Wait, isn't Tron Bonne on the PlayStation Network too? I think it is now.
Oh, you can dig into the misadventures of Tron Bonne.
Yeah.
Once you make it through the classic. Not sure what Mega Man Legends is all about. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so it must be on
Mega Man Legends 2, which played better but wasn't as good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't finish that one. I can't really talk on that. I remember liking it though, like quite a bit. It's
just cool to have it on the Vita. Mega Man Legends is great because it's so different and better than Battle Network because Battle Network sucks.
You're gonna make the meat slinging Big D all mad.
I know.
He's gonna be all sad over there.
He brought it up again today too. He's like, Doug Way always hating on Battle Network. I'm like, because it's stupid.
Yeah, I didn't get into those. I know a lot of people who really enjoyed Battle Network, but I couldn't do it.
I didn't like that design for him.
No, not at all. What was the other one? It was Battle Network and the other DS Game Boy ones.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Star Force or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know. I didn't like any of those.
Weird too, I think, and the Star Force ones.
Yeah, he's a little goofy looking.
Zero was cool. Did I ever tell you when we were younger on the playground, we would always argue who's going to play Zero?
Like when you were pretending?
Yeah. I'm going to be Zero. No, man.
Speaking of the playground, did you see what I did today? It's really dumb.
No. Did you go to the playground?
So, yeah, we walked Lucas down there, and these kids, I overheard them. I was like, are they talking about wrestling? And so, like, I my kid was going down the slide. We're hanging out, pushing him on the swing or whatever. And I noticed these kids
down the slide.
These kids were pretending that they were using the obstacle course of the structure of the playground as like this crazy ring. They were like super young. They were, they're probably like 12, 13, I don't know. But they were Roman Reigns, and I'm assuming Dean Ambrose. I couldn't hear if the other kid was pretending he was Dean, but that's the only, tag partner Roman Reigns has. And I kept hearing him talk about like, oh, he's, like that thing you would grab and you'd slide across like the pole. It was like just like a handle.
Yeah.
So he would slide across that and he would do like a kick and he'd be like, oh, Big E fell down. Oh, and they were like totally doing this whole thing. So I just started clapping. New Day Rocks, because that's the part of the team that they were fighting against.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping they would like notice I was going complete heel on him and just like taunting the whole time. They were like playing. I feel like a jerk, but it was also funny to me. So whatever. But these kids were like pretending they were fighting all the tag teams that existed in the WWE as Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and I just kept clapping like the New Day Rocks chant just to be a jerk.
Probably felt pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I felt like a dumbass.
That's so funny.
But it was fun.
That's great.
Well, back to other headlines. The PlayStation 4 has not had a full terabyte system until now. And have you actually seen? They've had the first terabyte system is a new Call of Duty Black Ops 3 system. Have you
that
seen
thing
it?
is ugly. It looks so stupid.
So I think the controller is hideous, but
Yes,
I think people who like Black Ops, that thing looks good.
They're gonna lose their minds.
Like it's just the 3, and then you have some perks on the front of it. Like I think people are gonna lose their minds, dude.
You get any more douchey than that? Oh man, I got perks in the front of my PlayStation.
And their buttons are orange. So I don't know. I like black and orange.
I think orange is a good color, like that GameCube I got, but
yeah. But the controller looks hideous.
Yeah, it does.
It's like dark. It's like a dark gray with all sorts of disgusting orange all over it.
So, speaking of Black Ops, from what I understand, I could be wrong, there's only 3 DLC packs this time around?
I have not heard that.
And the season pass might still be 50?
Oof, that would be rough.
I could be wrong, though. This is what Christy told me today, so I don't know.
Oh, how's she doing?
Good.
Christy being the best ever Sony rep. Best rep I've ever had.
We had to do she was doing a giveaway, and there was PlayStation questions. My table
won. A giveaway. Oh, right. You had that meeting. I forgot.
Yeah. So we did that, and Josh was like, hey, go to this table because they don't have enough people. And they're like, okay. And our table won. And they said, thanks, Doug. And I said, you're welcome. And I left.
That's awesome. What kind of shirt was it? Was it cool?
It's a Vita shirt.
Oh, well.
I like the Vita, so I'm like,
cool. Yeah, anyway, to finish that off too, it's a 1 terabyte Call of Duty branding system, and it's only $449. So there's still $50 more than the Xbox One. Someone was telling me, I don't know if you've seen anything on the GAF or anything like that, but someone was telling me that, hey, people call it that, okay?
I know.
Someone was telling me that there's this rumor going around that the PlayStation 4 might have a price drop of $50.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in Japan it's official. I think Europe it is been all but confirmed. So I think it's happening.
See, I don't think it's going to happen this year then. If they're going to announce a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 system at $449, I don't see how they get away with.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, for $350. I mean, yeah.
Maybe they drop the other one down to $350. And that one's $450 because it's going to come with some other stuff later to be announced. Like the game and maybe the season pass or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Or they'll keep their terabyte systems at 400 and this one's only 450 because it comes with Call of Duty right now.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see them doing that, but that would be kind of a bummer because then that's like the first bundle where you're paying for the game.
Yeah.
What are you eating some candy there? What is that noise?
Oh, I didn't even know you could hear that. I'm fidgeting with a wrapper.
Oh.
Jeez, okay.
You freaking nerd. HTC Vive. Let me say that again. HTC Vive games are starting to show up on the Steam library. If you don't know what the HTC Vive is, that's basically the Valve partnered up or whatever. It's basically the VR headset for Steam.
Yeah.
So I guess the possibility of their virtual reality is being this year is very strong.
I can't wait to get a PlayStation VR.
So which VR are you most excited about? Like, are you
You
do you
know,
think it's going to be PlayStation VR?
if I had a beefier computer, I'd be all in for Oculus Rift. But I don't think Sony is going to restrict their headset only on PlayStation. I bet you it'll also work on PC. And
I mean, it's possible.
And I think in time when I start upgrading my stuff on my computer, that'll be nice to have because like, oh, cool, I got a PlayStation 1 and it works on the computer.
Yeah,
But
I think that the stuff with the PC one is that like you have to have a pretty good rig, whereas I think the Morpheus and everything is trying to cater that experience to the thing that you already have without needing all this like extra oomph to get it going.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think they can't. I could see them doing 350, but they need to stick to 299. I think for that thing to succeed.
I agree. I think 300 has to be the price for that.
Yeah, and if they take a little bit of loss, I think they kind of know they have to get it into people's homes because then they'll start making the money on the software. Because you'll buy it for like, oh man, I can't wait to see that cool shark attack me, but you got to hook them. You know, games got to support it like right away.
Yeah. Now, I guess I mean while we're speaking on the PlayStation headset VR, one thing I was going to ask you though is, do you think it's kind of weird that you think it's weird that we haven't really heard anything about HoloLens since E3?
Yeah, that is weird.
Like I'm actually really anxious to see what it's going to do and how it's going to be and what they're going to price that at and everything. But I feel like that's kind of been really silent lately.
Mm-hmm. I think VR is going to be big, but not everything needs to be VR.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting thing, but I can't see it hitting mainstream because it's such an investment.
Yeah.
I mean, and not just price, but you got to think like it's an investment in kind of real estate too. You got to have some room for that, or you got to have like good equipment for it. You got to have the accessories for it. So I guess it is just price because it's either buy a bigger house or buy more crap.
Well, because a lot of the games, from what I understand, you can play with a controller. You just look around, like, holy crap, I'm in here. And that's cool, because, like, horror games will probably be like that. You just sit down, you put it on. Oh, I can't. That's what I'm excited about. So I hope that is priced right, and then eventually when I get a beefier rig, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll just use my PlayStation 1 on here, whatever. Because I don't see any reason why Sony would restrict that. Because they're like, oh, they bought our headset, they're going to use it on PC. Okay.
Right.
I don't know why they'd get all weird. So they haven't before. I mean, you can use DualShock on PC, and
I mean, you have to get an app to do that, but
yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't care. They're like, whatever. Go ahead.
Now, I mean, I know the renaming of Morpheus to PlayStation VR was part of Tokyo Game Show, which happened last week while we did the Metal Gear show.
Cool news.
What other big news came out of that? Your memory's a little better than mine.
Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Something subtitle something.
The final chapter, I think, is what it's called.
All you need to know is that Dream Drop Distance is now in HD, and that's cool.
But is Dream Drop Distance playable, or did they do the whole cutscenes crap again?
Playable. That's playable. There's a playable prologue to 3, and then there's
that's a new chapter, right?
Yes, they said that's gonna be like an hour or something. I don't know. I would rather them do a whole boom Kingdom Hearts everything connection. Collection, and then get it over with.
Or just, I don't know, just release Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, just get it over with.
Or do that. Hey, my headset's going to die, so I should probably plug it in.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, when you plug it in, does it make this the default mic or no?
I mean, it's a different setup for me over here, being on the Mac, so.
We're going to find out. There's that, and then they announced Gravity Rush 2. I think they renamed that series to Gravity Days.
Really?
I think that's what. Yeah.
Or maybe Gravity Rush 2 is called Gravity Days?
Could be. And they announced an HD version of the first one, which is really cool because I wanted to play that game, but I kept holding out hope that it was coming to PS4, and it totally is, but they haven't said if it's downloadable, when it's coming out, how much it's going to be. They haven't said anything. So.
Okay.
What was the other thing? I posted about it online.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? No,
yeah.
Check it out.
Oh, the Bloodborne expansion.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
And it sounds like TGS was really dominated by...
Yeah, my nose is itchy.
I get that. Mine is always like just allergies, but no, but it sounds like TGS was really dominated by the PlayStation announcements, and I feel like the rest of it, I never really heard any word of anything. Was there anything else like worth noting that wasn't all this PlayStation stuff?
Oh, they delayed Persona. Hold on 1 second.
Well, that's kind of a PlayStation thing, I guess. For
A
Sony
little bit.
being that deal, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll move on from that. I mean, the TGS, from what I understand, TGS. Just listening to like other podcasts and shows and stuff talking about it, people in the industry, it just didn't sound like there wasn't a whole lot going on this year. Like it just seemed like TGS is becoming just kind of another thing you go to, which is all right. Oh, last thing on that Steam VR thing, they actually have a tab for it in there. Like your things will have a drop down tab where you can have like all the games that have support for Steam VR are separated. So neat stuff.
I could try to see if PlayStation VR would work on my computer, but man, I think you need like a crazy graphics card. Mine's a couple years old, but I mean, I already run 2 monitors at 1080p.
Yeah.
So
you might be able to do it.
We'll try it. Why not?
Yeah. Doug, I want you to give me your honest feelings about Konami stopping all production on every AAA game except for their soccer game. Apparently. This is, I mean, I guess this is still rumor, but this wasn't confirmed yet, right?
Yeah, because someone emailed their customer support and posted the email that they got back. And customer support was like, yeah, that was a rumor from some French blog. We are still hiring for a new Metal Gear. That is a thing happening.
Okay, so they've actually come out and they've debunked that then.
A customer support guy did for Konami, but not Konami themselves. But you can still go to the MetalGearHiring.com and there's still a bunch of stuff.
Okay. So, I mean, it's not one of those things where someone reached out to Konami and the Konami was just like, no comment.
But if that happens, it makes sense. But that sucks because Konami had a lot of cool stuff.
Konami has a lot of really good games, and unfortunately, they used to be one of the best things you'd see when you'd get that like the little icon that would show up before like Turtles in Time, Castlevania. You know, they had a lot of really good stuff.
That, and then when you would boot up Metal Gear, remember the do 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 do.
Yeah, that was a good one. I do like that one.
What a bummer. Yeah, that sucks. Screw them. Pro Evolution Soccer sucks. Actually, I've heard that's better than FIFA, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've asked a couple people because like FIFA obviously is the big thing that is dominating that sports scene. But I've heard that FIFA has actually kind of been the better game the last couple of years. Like it really is legit, like the soccer game to buy. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was, speaking of sports games again, that was the thing I was going to say about NHL. That's the one thing that's still really lacking. Like 2K Sports knows how to do a my player career thing. Like you're starting in, I think you start in not high school, but you start in, maybe it is high school, like high school to college to pros kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, it's something crazy like that. But you start young and you get this whole like story mode character progression deal, and the NHL game is totally missing that feel. Like it just feels like it's kind of there, and that's kind of how it's always been, but it's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And then the last, I'm going to save one of my news stories, I think, for our third segment to really get into some big stuff happening. But the last thing I want to wrap up with normal news that I have at least is the GameStop bundle dealy whopper that's happening right now.
Hold on, real quick.
What?
On this Coke can, it says original formula. That's not true. There'd be cocaine in it.
Yeah.
What if there's cocaine in here? What if there's cocaine in here?
Then I can't air this episode.
Anyway, continue.
We watched you do Coke. So GameStop is negotiating deals with other vendor partners and everything to, instead of having digital games in the physical in the boxes, I'm sorry. So they have digital currently, like if you buy the Forza bundle or if you buy the Gears bundle, you get a code to download onto your Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Or like you get the Last of Us, or the Destiny 1, those are downloads for your PS4. So GameStop is negotiating deals to get physical games instead of the digital ones to create their own bundles which they actually did with Madden, and that one actually sold really well, and it was actually a better deal from my understanding. Like not a huge, big difference, but it was a little bit better. How do you feel about that? Because I know like the big thing is that everyone thinks that it's a tactic that they're doing because they're scared of where the industry is going. I don't necessarily believe that because I don't think GameStop's necessarily scared of digital because they have a lot of digital stuff, and I also think that and this is the other side of it. It's just because it's part of their business. It's just a smart business move for GameStop's business. But like, how do you feel about that?
I still feel, honestly, people prefer physical. Because every time someone buys a bundle, they go, I get a digital copy. You hear that all the time.
All the time. Like I was listening to the Giant Beast cast, I should say. And they had a really good discussion on it. And I actually wanted to email them and say, like, much respect for keeping it cool, especially Vinny Caravella, because he used to just dog on things. But they kept a really open mind. I think Austin Walker is his name.
Yeah, he's great. I really like him.
He kept it cool and he kept it legit. But I think that's the contention is like I know obviously it's the business side is they want to get more trades and stuff like that and they want the physical media. But the way I look at it is all of my customers they prefer, I mean, not all of them, a lot of them prefer the physical media. And, you see some of those people now saying like, oh, I'm just going digital. So you can preload it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm definitely seeing some of that happening. Mm-hmm. So maybe it is kind of, people can see that and they say like, okay, you start seeing that switch towards digital. So they're throwing in the physical game and then they get the trade and they can sell to someone else. But to me, that's just like, of course they would do that because they're GameStop. But I also feel like, like, and they kind of said this too, but like a lot of people just don't have good enough internet. You buy a bundle and you go home and you're like, cool, I got Madden with it. Guess I'll play it tomorrow. That sucks. That's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, on the Xbox One, you'll probably have to do it anyway because they're going to force you to update the dang game regardless. But
they need to fix that. I'd rather have that fixed than a new UI, honestly.
Yeah, and honestly, like I know the new UI is adding some stuff, and I think I can get the new UI right now.
Can you invite me?
Program? I can't. There are people that I can't remember, but there's some people. If you just go like, "Hey, man, put me in," you can get it.
Because I want in.
I'm just afraid to update it because I have the Rainbow Six beta on there for the time being, and I haven't gotten my PS4 code yet, like I was supposed to. So. I don't want to update it until the Rainbow Six beta is over.
I wanted to ask you that. Speaking of, how does that Guitar Hero controller sync up to the PS4? Is it a dongle?
Just USB stick, yeah.
Really?
Yep. And it's not a weird hanging one like the Rock Band ones. It's just a little USB plug-in.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, works out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and to me, people don't have good enough internet, and the way some of these things handle themselves on Xbox One, I totally get wanting to do it as a customer service thing as well as it's a business thing too.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. This was the other side of it. Apparently they actually said if Microsoft and Sony don't want to negotiate those deals to make these physical bundles for GameStop, they would go elsewhere. How do you feel about that?
GameStop's got a lot of pull. I mean,
like what do you mean?
I think GameStop has more of a physical presence than any other retailer. So if they go, fine, we're just not going to do that, I think Sony and Microsoft will go, hold on, well, wait. Like, what do you mean? Come back here. Because they can do that. And, I don't know, man. Like, if someone goes, oh, it comes with a physical copy, I'd rather have it digital. All you have to do is go, I can make that happen.
Yeah. Like, I mean, granted, not every store is going to be that cool to be like, oh, I'll just make one the other. Because, I mean, I think we'd actually profit more on a digital release than you would a physical one anyway.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, not every store is going to be that cool about it, but you could try. I mean, I know people will be like, oh, you could trade it in, get $30.
If you're really nice to me and you're not a jerk.
Yeah. I mean, that's the important piece.
It's like, oh, Doug, I really want this Madden. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll help you out. You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
Just don't take advantage of it. Don't take advantage of the niceness.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I think that's probably what GameStop's thinking, though, honestly. that could be another part of it. I'm like, well, the associate will probably help out the customer and make it work, whatever.
Yeah,
But, the big part of it though is people want physical, man. Like, it's weird. I'd rather have fighting games be digital, but I want a physical copy.
I know you say like people want physical, but I've been seeing a lot more increase for the digital people at our store, to be honest. Like, not a ton, but it's there.
Yeah, I think so, because that preload is nice.
Yeah. I wish what they should do, and I've probably said this before, at both consoles, especially the Xbox One, because they already kind of have this in place. The PS4 would have to do some reworking completely to make this work, because your digital releases and physical releases on PS4 aren't the same code. But like, you could pop in the disc of Titanfall. Oh, that's what I did anyway. I installed all of Titanfall off a disc, and then I just typed in my code for my digital one to own it, and I didn't have to do anything. It was just ready to go. So why don't they just have a code that lets you download, or not a code, just let you preload every single game on the Xbox One. And then either you type in your code to purchase the game and it locks the 1%, or you pop in your disc and it locks the last 1%, and you do it that way. Like, you should just be able to preload everything.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah,
video games are weird
logistics for that, but yeah, I don't know.
It's just so funny when people are like, someone at NeoGaf started a thread that was like, how does digital as a consumer help me in any way, shape, or form? What does it do for me? And all the responses were, it's convenient. You don't have to get up. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And he goes, what if I don't want it anymore? What if my internet's slow? What if this? What if that? And someone's like, well, if you have it digitally, you don't have to go out in the real world and get shot by a gun. I'm like, no, just stop.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
sure, it's convenient, but like, you give up your rights to get rid of it. It's,
right. But I mean, like, that's like another argument too, because then you think about the used games whole thing and how developers are mad about that stuff because they're not getting any money from people buying used games. But I think on the first half of that, one thing people need to consider when they try to push this all digital future is that the United States isn't ready for it. Like, if we went all digital, I would have to wait forever to get all my content.
We need that Google Fiber, man.
Yeah, I mean, and you have places where it is really good, and digital makes perfect sense for those consumers, but it's not. It's definitely not going to make sense for everyone. I mean, even in Michigan alone, going up north, like, you're never going to want to go all digital up there. Internet's not as good.
They got bears up there.
Well, yeah, that too.
Chewing through the internet. Oh, you ain't getting that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird world, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like digital. It makes sense for like little titles that can't get physical copies, but every time they release a physical copy, it's like, oh, cool, I'll buy it because I want to own it. Like, I feel like I own it when it's not just some digital files on a hard drive. I'll tell you what though, I wish sometimes I had Splatoon or something on. Like, Splatoon is something just to boot it, right? But like, and that's why I've seriously considered having Star Wars Battlefront digitally, because just so I can boot it whenever I want. And same thing with like Street Fighter or something. Yeah. But like Splatoon specifically, because I'll play Mario Maker and Sarah will switch back to Splatoon. I just have to like constantly switch discs. But that's just like the occasion of, we're just doing that too many times a day for that one specific thing. If the game is online only, I don't care, because those servers are going to get shut down at some point. It's like, this disc is useless. So like, if Titanfall 2 comes out and it's online only again, I'll get digital. I don't care.
So let me ask you this really quick before we cut for our last break, and I'll make this short. But I had a conversation with one of our regulars about Star Wars and how
that movie's going to be so good.
Just the game. And the movie is going to be really good, though. And the game's going to be awesome, too. But he was doing the whole thing. I was like, well, there's no single-player campaign. There's none of this. There's none of that. And I was like, yeah, like,
I know what you're talking to.
Who was I talking to? Was
it Harry Potter?
No.
Oh, wow. You're going to talk like him for a second. This and that.
I just did a dumb guy voice. Oh. But no, so like, I was like, yeah, but none of the games have had single player, so why are you complaining? He goes, yeah, but modern age, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, there was never one anyway, and this game was very much just like a bot thing, or because like you could argue that Galactic Conquest was the single player because you could play it offline or whatever, but you could play modes offline in this new Star Wars Battlefront 2, as far as I remember.
You can, from what I remember too.
Yeah, but like, do you feel the same way that I do, where people are like really overreacting to everything? Because the other thing that they was like, oh, no space battles. I got my whole spiel about that, but I was like, dude, wouldn't you want to have this mode dedicated to the fact that you spawn only in vehicles, you can't get out of them, and it's just all on flight combat, and not where like 3 people are flying out in space and the other people are on these ships, like waiting for other ships to spawn and trying to take a point while you're not taking points. Like, this feels like it's built for this, while the other mode wasn't as much.
Yeah, whatever. That's cool to me.
Yeah.
You know, this is going back. Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
Do you remember how yes. You remember how the PC one had 32 people and the consoles had 24?
Yeah.
I just found something out about that. Apparently, DICE said this a long time ago. Consoles could have had 32 players, but the netcode for the Xbox Live and PlayStation Network was not up to snuff, so they couldn't do it. But I guess those consoles could have done it.
Except for they couldn't, though, right? Because their netcode sucked.
Hardware-wise, they could have. Network,
Okay.
They couldn't.
All right, that's fair.
But that's cool. That's just, speaking of Battlefront, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
Because you hear people going, there's only 40 people. It's like,
40 is a lot.
It's going to be a lot more than what you think when you're playing it.
Yeah, when I played it, it definitely felt like there was a lot of people. So
cool.
But yeah, we'll take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this crazy stuff happening with video game voice actors. They're possibly going on strike here pretty soon for a bunch of crazy stuff, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about that. And we're back.
That was a long break.
So, yeah, very long. It was super, super long.
Jeez.
I went and played like 20 hours of The Witcher. It's just like, we'll come back tomorrow.
Whoa, man.
No, so yeah, video game voice actors are taking a vote on whether to strike. And so this is, I guess basically the story is they want to get bonuses attached to when they hit certain milestones up to a certain point. So once it sells 2 million, they want a bonus. When it sells 4, they want a bonus. 6 and 8, and it caps at 8. So they have the possibility of 4 bonuses. And I think that's because I would assume that everyone that they get more money if their game sells a lot more copies, I would imagine. So the voice actors feel like they should also be paid some sort of residual stuff for doing all the work, because they're a part of the whole piece too, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the other big part? They're talking about like having like the people who do motion capture as well, having someone there for that to like make sure they're doing okay. What do they call that?
Fluffers.
No, that's disgusting.
I'm glad you know what that is. It's good stuff. It's
Why
comedy.
are you glad? That's
comedy, Eddie. Grade A.
Yeah, but no, like someone there, like if they're doing mocap, like they have to have someone to kind of, I guess, spot that. But also like the people maybe getting a little bit more for having a role that could damage their voice and potentially their career, obviously. So it sounds like they're just trying to be like the hashtag is performance matters, and I am on board 2015.
Well, geez, David Hayter smoked a crap load of cigarettes for Metal Gear Solid 4. He
chose to do that.
Yeah, well, hey, he hurt himself. But, yeah, because what is it? Like cartoon and movie voice actors get paid way more than video game voice actors, correct?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like this whole, what is it? Let me click on the story here. It's the SAG hashtag, wow. SAG-AFTRA. They represent actual actors and voice actors. So this is like Hollywood style stuff. So they're kind of going on strike because they want that fair treatment.
The only supporter I saw really quick was David Hayter, which makes sense for him. Yeah, he's a supporter of it.
I mean, because you have like Stephen Bloom, Will Wheaton, Jennifer Hale, Phil Lamar, Ashley Burch.
I didn't see any of those guys, but this was like right when the post went up on NeoGAF, so I didn't see everyone. Yeah, Phil Lamar's on there though, huh?
Yeah, I to see Stephen Bloom, like Steve Bloom is like legit everywhere. Like he's not as notable as like say Nolan North or Troy Baker, but
He's Wolverine,
like,
right?
yeah, Steve Bloom he's everywhere just as much as those guys. And you know, he's in Venture Time and stuff too. So,
oh yeah,
but yeah, like Phil Lamar is funny to me because he was like, wasn't he like an old? I thought he was like the 7-Up guy at one point. Was he not?
I want to say he was because he was that UPS driver on Saturday Night Live, right? And then he went on to do the 7-Up commercials.
I thought that I can't remember if that was him or not.
Are we making that up?
I need to look this up now.
Make 7 up yours. I used to have one of those shirts.
Who was the 7-Up yours guy?
Do you like 7-Up?
Oh, that was Orlando Jones.
Oh,
Different guy. Yep. I mean, 7-Up's okay. It makes me feel like I only drink it when I'm sick, but
that's the sick pop. So Sierra missed.
Sierra. Yeah. No, you're right.
I like Squirt out of that whole realm. I think Squirt is pretty good.
Sure. So yeah, I guess Game Informer had an update on this story saying that the contacts on both sides of the issue have responded. A number of publishers have declined to comment, and we have received official word from the SAG-AFTRA that the two sides have agreed to a media blackout. So apparently they might be in some sort of talks or deliberation or something about it. But yeah, you have some pretty big names kind of backing this. If you have, I mean,
Troy Baker on
you
there.
get Troy Baker and Nolan North on there, like you've got all the big ones. Like Jennifer Hale's a big deal. Stephen Bloom's a big deal. You know, Phil Lamar. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how do you feel, Doug? How are you feeling about this?
I think they should get paid more. I think that makes sense to me. I mean, if everyone else in the industry does, besides the gaming industry, I don't see how's this any different, you know?
Yeah, and I don't even think it's necessarily because it's the gaming industry. I think it's like directly because they are not getting this, and other people in the same industry would be, I would assume. And this is the other part of the story. According to, I'm just going to read this. According to the union, and not directly, blah blah blah. The employers have proposed fines for late arrivals on sets and fines for agents that don't send actors out for smaller roles, like, you know, like someone not wanting to be like, yo, listen, I'm better than that, I'm not gonna play that small role. So like they would like refuse work or something. But like you have to be part of the union, and they're saying that there's might be some sort of legal matter if like you try to use people that aren't part of this like voice acting union. I guess.
It seems weird to me. If I was a voice actor, I wouldn't be like, I'm too good for that role. It's like, shut up. Yeah. Voice the frog. Who cares?
See, there was a second article that came up today. I didn't get a chance to read this one. There's currently a media blackout.
Does make a lot of sense for Mr. David Hayter to be on there, considering his whole thing. Like, he probably wants fair treatment because he got treated like crap.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh man, this is a huge article. There was zero chance.
There's a lot.
Apparently, this has been going on all year. I didn't know about that.
Oh, really? I only heard about it, a couple days ago because I saw a NeoGAF thread. Like, oh,
yeah. Right. But, like, apparently it's actually, the Game Informer article actually notes that it started in, like, January or something like that. And a lot of these guys are even saying, that, you know, like, they understand that, let's say, I'm seeing these comes today. It worried me that developers might not know how much sympathy and actors have for developers' process. And, yeah, so I mean, it sounds like Game Informer has an article up. It's the headline is "Prominent Voice Actor Says Publishers Aren't Willing to Negotiate Proposed Fee and Condition Changes." So he gave Game Informer a pretty hefty insight on some of the stuff that they're doing. Yeah, it sounds like and there was the whole statement made by the director Alex Hutchinson from Far Cry 4. So I mean, there's been a lot of talk about this lately. And Alex Hutchinson, I take back some of the stuff I said, because he had a tweet that said, if Will Wheaton gets royalties on a game before I do, or any other person who spent years, not weeks, working on it, the system is broken. So yeah, I guess they aren't getting, Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Okay, because that was in response to him talking about performance matters. And then he said the idea of not paying for royalties is equal to us not caring about vocal performance is ridiculous. So Alex Hutchinson's out there saying like, you guys need to respect us too.
He's pissed.
Yeah. So
Can't blame him though.
I clicked on his Twitter on accident, and then the first thing I see is ask him if he gets residuals for Star Trek: The Next Generation or movies. The answer is no, and the actors contribute more for those. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with this, for sure. Voice actors are already amongst the highest paid people in the AAA game, and any triple game they've shipped. So, I don't know. Like, I would love to dig a little bit deeper in this, and maybe I will for next week's show, because it sounds like
I can't stop yawning.
voice actors are paid very well, and not everyone is getting these residuals like I thought they were. I thought like at least like the developers or some sort of thing were as well, but it sounds like maybe that's not the case.
Kiefer probably did.
I don't know, maybe.
Gosh, pay me already.
I'm a demon.
I'm a demon.
But yeah. Did you get that video I sent you, by the way?
Which one?
I was watching. Send it to your Facebook, but it was a video on. I was watching Star Wars Clone Wars on Netflix, and there was one of those lines that was delivered so oddly, just like those. I was like, I gotta send that to you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I saw it, but I didn't click it yet. I watched your Mario one that you sent me, though, and holy crap!
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy Mario Maker dudes out there. All right, but yeah, I mean that's kind of all I had for today. Did you have anything else for me, Doug?
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal?
Yeah.
Golly, when I was a kid, I always thought monkeys. Like monkeys are pretty cool, and I think that, like, I think Ace Ventura made me really want that monkey.
Yeah. It makes
Like,
so much sense to me. It's so.
But then, like, I got my own Spike, my dog.
Yep,
And I think I just like little dogs.
Dude,
It
that's your
sounds really
favorite?
stupid.
Really?
But I don't know if that's my favorite animal.
Not like
but-
a manatee or anything, just a dog.
I don't want a manatee. Get out of here.
All right,
I think
sorry.
it's dangerous.
Jeez, sorry.
What's your favorite animal?
I like turtles.
Huh.
No, they're cool. They have like a little shell. It's kind of turtles are like snakes that have a shell and legs.
No.
And nothing like a snake. They're nothing like a snake.
Nothing like a snake at all.
But they have a cool shell, and you know I feel really bad for them when people run them over. So I try to stop when I can and move them along because they're cool little animals.
Yeah.
But there you go. You like a good turtle? Jeez.
I like a good turtle.
I would never eat turtle soup. That sounds unpleasant.
I've had a snapping turtle before. Smoked
Oh,
snapping
you
turtle.
jerk!
Hey, a snapping turtle's gonna snap. I'm gonna eat that.
Oh,
I don't know. It tastes. It literally. I know this is a phrase that people say, but it literally tasted like chicken, but it was very chewy, like very gamey. So
like beef jerky, chewy or
no, like you're sitting there chewing it for a very long time because it doesn't like compose in your mouth or whatever.
not bad though.
No, like I said, it just tastes like chicken. So
Well, there you go. That's my question for you.
all right, well, sweet. Well, hopefully I'll have some follow-up on whatever is happening with this Voice Actors Union and what's going on with that for next week's show. Do want to say thanks again for checking us out, and we'll see you guys on the next level.